Okay, because I want to show you this link, this is the most important thing today because all the setup instructions and all the exercise are on the link. So yeah, if you can, it's actually uploaded. A bonus point if you have already started installing and, you know, but if not, you can do it now because I would do a little bit of yapping at the beginning. So I think it's a good time that you started the downloading process. Then, you know, then you can pay attention to me. So, yeah. Oh, also, I think, okay, I think, you know, my style of workshop is quite flexible, so I'm happy to run around. I know the camera person will hate me for that, but but if you, let's say, oh, I have an error, and then just raise your hand, I will try to come over, or you can, you know, just interrupt me anytime, ask questions. I'm okay with that because it's a workshop. We share the space together and learn together. That's what I believed in. So if you're watching online, sorry, you can, you know, we have a very good host here that can help you to ask the question, but unfortunately I can't see your screen, so maybe can't help you as much. So, okay, I hope all of you got the link, and yeah, good. Okay, for folks who just come in, maybe your neighbor can help you to access the link. It's on GitHub, type my name there, and then a Lighteval exercise. So, yeah. Cool. Yeah, I hope all of you got it. If not, you know, ask your neighbor. They are your best friend today. So, first of all, I want to talk a little bit about why we need to evaluate our LLM. So I'm going to, you know, I love telling stories, so I'm going to give you a story time now. That why I start like looking into this, right? So a while ago, I am trying to write a blog post about fine-tuning a LLM, which is GPT. So I was trying to, you know, see if I can fine-tune it so you get like, you know, because GPT is the open, you know, open source model. It's not like very sophisticated yet, so I'm trying to fine-tune it to see if I can make it to do something more specific, for example, like understanding math and logic, because unfortunately GPT is, well, I mean like now if you use the newest, you know, model by Anthropic or OpenAI, it will be very good at math reasoning, but for those older and open source smaller models, they are not that good. So I'm trying to see like, okay, I don't have the power to create a model that is, you know, general purpose. You know, I'm not competing with those companies. So I'm just trying to see if I can train a small model to be good at a specific task. So that's the story of, you know, oh, that's why I read the blog post, trying to, you know, train the small GPT-2 model on my local computer. So it's, you know, quite challenging. So if you have a, you know, cluster at home or whatever, like where you can, you know, feel free to use those resources if you are comfortable with doing that. But today we are also aiming to train a small model. Hopefully it will work on your computer. And mine is not new as well. Like mine is like a few years back, like when I bought it. So if you have a new computer, maybe, you know, you're better off than me already. Cool. So so today we're going to try to do it again, but with the help of other tools from Hugging Face. Hopefully we can retrain the model today. We can learn how to use Lighteval, also provided by Hugging Face, to compare models, and then maybe compare our refined model to the original model to see if it's any better. So yeah, evaluating the LLM is very important. I think, so first of all, how many of you are data scientists? Yes, you probably know the importance of evaluation, right? Like, because you can't just be like, oh, push out a model and, you know, say that it is better than the other one, because you don't have a mean to measure it, right? So it's very important for comparing. Also, when you fine-tune it, is the new one better than the old one? Because, you know, like, again, like data scientists, you must know that like sometimes keep training on something doesn't mean that your model get better. It could be worse, like if you have a task that, you know, if you have a new data that's not in your train set. So so benchmarking is very important. Another thing is railguarding. It's another thing that maybe we don't think that much. Is that so? Is the response from your model being weird and give something that is like not what you're expecting? So, this is kind of like, I would compare it as like testing in software. So if you write code, we all know, we have to test it to make sure there's no bug before we deploy it. So, if we are testing the software, we should also evaluate our LLM. That's as simple as that. Sometimes also performance as well, because we may have hardware limitation, we may have other limitation, like how much response time we're trying to achieve. So, having the evaluation is also like, it may be something you want to measure, right? The time that it's, got some, good enough result. So yeah, again, like fine-tuning, I already explained it. Sometimes more training doesn't mean it's always better, so we have to measure it. Right. How many of you have used Hugging Face? Very familiar with Hugging Face? Yes, good. So, okay, good. So you'll be able to do something nice today then. I love Hugging Face. It's kind of like, they have a lot of resources there, kind of like, I like playing with what they offer, including open source model, including, Transformer, which we'll use today, and also Lighteval. Yeah, Transformer is, I guess I don't have to explain too much. A lot of you is already familiar with Hugging Face. Is basically you can use it to, get a trained model from Hugging Face hub, and then you can use it to get some prediction result, or fine-tune it by training it. And then Lighteval again, like it's the tool offered by Hugging Face to do some benchmarking and evaluation. We'll dive a little bit more into the detail later today. Again, like I feel like I have to really dive deeper because a lot of you are data scientists. So Lighteval allows you to set up your own tasks and metrics, which is really good because, again, to a good evaluation need to have the right metrics, so it's measuring the right thing. So again, we will look into that later. So don't worry about it right now. Railguarding, again, we don't want the LLM to respond something that's super weird. We want it to be, sometimes you can use some evaluation to see if there will be toxic comment or toxic text got generated. So that's also very helpful. So nowadays, if you build an agent, I know there's a lot of guardrail you can put in there. For example, some human in the loop thingy. But again, we are not building an agent today. We're just training a model. So we don't have to worry too much about that today. Right. So coding exercise. I hope you have cloned the repo and have set up all the dependencies. So now we'll have some exercise that we would have to do. So let's look at mine setup. So I have mine here. I've cheated a little bit because I've created an answer. I'm not that good at live coding, so that's why I will panic if I'm live coding right now. So I already have it created. So cheat a little bit, but again, we have a lot of things to do today. There's 3 parts in this exercise. If you are, I'm a super user of Hugging Face, I know a lot of things already, you can fly through it. You can just finish all of them or jump to the part that you're interested in. Again, everything is kind of, I try to put everything in writing. So in case today, I know everybody have different speed, of completing the exercise. In case today you can't finish it, you can always finish it afterwards. But hopefully today we have time to at least look through all of them. But even if not, again, all the materials are in your pocket, so you can do it later. The first exercise, we're trying to fine-tune the model, and so it's kind of a warm-up for you. So we are now trying to fine-tune the GPT-2 model, and then this basically trying to do what I've done for the blog post is to try to see if I train some math logic data with it, then it will be better at math problems. So There's already a file there for you. However, I want your brain to start, warming up and working. So there are some to-dos that is not done that would like you to, for example, here, this is not completed. So just for you to remember how to use the tokenization, from Hugging Face, the tokenizer from Hugging Face, and also the, and then we would use some transformer here to train here, see? So this is the tool to do, for you to do. Again, like all the instructions are in the README, so after you have completed your code, and it should be start training. And then it would take some time, but good thing about Hugging Face is that it would create the checkpoints, and then you would have this, and then we will use that in part 3. So I'll give you time now to do the exercise. What time is it now? Okay, so maybe I would give you half an hour is too much. I'll give you 20 minutes to try go through it. Oh, again, like you can also use AI to help if you want to. I mean, nowadays who doesn't use AI anyway? So, 20 minutes, try to click on it, get your hands on it. Again, like if you don't finish, it's fine. We would, you can do it at home. So, cool. Right, we're back here in 20 minutes. Okay, how's everybody doing? Yay, I want to use the last few minutes to show you the quote-unquote answer. You can use other method, but this is kind of working, so I'm going to show you in case you are kind of new to this. So, so this is, okay, let me check back into what we were trying to do, right? So we have the fine-tune here. So first of all, we need to tokenize the data, right? So what happened here is that, we got the tokenizer of GP2 here loaded in, and then afterwards, then we want to tokenize our new training data. So we are doing it here. So we process it a little bit because the format of the training data, we have the question and answer there, but we want to extract the text from it. So that's why we do this thing, so we can have a pair of question and answer. So it's just kind of reformatting the data. And afterwards, then we would just do it in a loop, and then for each of them, we would tokenize it. So I can also upload the answer for you afterwards, but I always encourage you to try it yourself first. And also, this is not the only way to do it, so don't worry too much about it right now. So we would move on to what we are trying to do next. So let's go back to part 2. So I'm always bad at navigating my windows. Sorry about that. Okay, so what are we doing next? Yep, Lighteval. So far we have only used the tokenizer and the transformer from Hugging Face. So we haven't used Lighteval yet, right? So let's look at what is Lighteval. So I really like it because it's always good to have a good evaluation tool, and Hugging Face also providing it. So it has a lot of tasks that's already there, so you don't have to write your own task if one of them works for you. And also, I'm sure that on the Hugging Face Hub, there's also a lot of things you can use together with Lighteval. For example, you can use a task that someone already uploaded, or a metrics that someone already uploaded, or some kind of evaluation data that someone already uploaded. So you can also get the resources from there as well. Right, so all those building tasks that is already provided to you, and you don't have to write it yourself, they are the common one that a lot of researcher will need. For example, knowledge and reasoning. There are a more specific name for it, but this is just the category that is available. So knowledge and reasoning, question answering, which is like our math logic training set is question and answer. There's also chat and instructions following. So if you're building a chatbot, maybe that's for you. Coding and math, also something we can consider for our own use in this specific exercise. And multilingual, if you're training something other than English, then that could also be helpful to you. So, so that's the task. So what you want to, so this is very specific, right? Like you're expecting an answer from a question, or you're expecting a translation for the multilingual ones. So these are the tasks. To measure how good the results are when you get back from the model, there are also different ways to measure it. Just like any other, machine learning algorithm, you have to, of course, check the answer. But, if it's not perfect, then how good it is, right? We also need to give it a score. So there are different ways to do it. So, for example, you can do a multiple choice. So if it chooses it correctly, then yeah, 1 point for that. Maybe if it's wrong, then 0 point. So it's kind of like a log likelihood kind of, once you have a lot of questions, you can kind of, check how good your model is at this multiple choice exam. So another thing is that you can also have more advanced metrics. So this could include a lot of more complicated things. So for example, you can tokenize the result and then maybe compare the likelihood of it to your perfect answer. That's also a way to do it. Another thing is to use LLM as a judge, which is you are using an LLM to mark the results of this LLM, which is kind of funny. But that's more complicated. So I would say that try the other first, because that's more straightforward. And if those doesn't work, then maybe you can use LLM as a judge. But you have to find a reliable LLM to do it. So yeah. Next, we also have another coding exercise that would be, we are starting to use Lighteval. So there's actually 2 ways of using Lighteval. Let me show you that. So here, right, so you can use Lighteval once you have pip installed. I'm sure like if you do UV-Sync in the repo, you already have it. You can use it as a command line tool, which is the most straightforward way to do it. However, sometimes we don't want that, right? Sometimes we want to maybe rerun the evaluation, then you may want to store it as code. So to do that, you can also write a Python script and then, pull in Lighteval so you can run the evaluation multiple times, or you can run it later with the same settings. So you can do that. Again, all the details are put in the README, and we do have a script that, again, is kind of like, you have to fill in the to-dos, so just to make you familiarize with what Lighteval is available. So make sure you have the documentation handy so you can, check the detail. Again, like I'm going to give you 20 minutes. Again, it's not enough to complete everything, but, or try a few of these commands, just try a few things. So it's, again, like it's time for you to explore, to learn. You can always do that later if you haven't finished it. And yeah, so you can, get a feeling of what Lighteval offers you. Cool. Questions? No? Okay. Okay, so now let's, have 20 minutes of exercise. Okay, yeah, I would quickly, again, like show you the script. If you are, trying to get the script running, so it's here in the evaluation model. So, yeah, so we use pipeline. So I didn't talk about pipeline in part 1, but I hope you're familiar with it. If you're familiar with Hugging Face, that basically pipeline just lets you to put everything together and just get it running. So it's very useful if you run the evaluation, because then you can kind of, run it multiple times with the same configuration. So yeah, so that's, that's the file. I would upload for you later if you want to check it. So the last one is, yes. Okay, so it depends on the task that you have chosen. So Lighteval, you will use a task that you have chosen and then use a metric that you have chosen. So the task will be actually what, you can think of it as the evaluation data that you use to, or test data, I don't know, it depends on how you call it, but the data that you use to test the model that you have finished training. And then the metrics is how to score your model. So if you put it in like machine learning terms, yeah, it will be the test set that you have, reserved for testing after you have trained your model, and then that would be the task, and then the metrics are the metrics that you use to measure the result of it. Does that make sense? Or, yeah, you can choose the task. You can choose to use a different one because we are using the built-in tasks at the moment, and Lighteval provides a lot of built-in tasks that you could use. So you can either use that or part 3, which we would use a custom one. So, yeah. Cool. Any more questions? Okay. Right, so, okay, sorry. I lost my train of thought. Okay, here. So last, we are talking about how to have made a custom task and custom metrics. So, it's nice to choose from the built-in task, but what if, you have something super specific that, for example, you are training something that is specific to your business use case, but the information are not public. So you want to design something that's custom for it that is not open to everyone to use. Like I said before, it's kind of like after you train a model, even if it's, let's say, a machine learning, logistic regression model, you would probably want to see how it does with some, real life data or some data that, you haven't used in training. So we are kind of probably doing that. So let's say when you fine tune your model, you also reserve some of those data that you use to refine your model, and you want to create a custom task to train it, to measure, evaluate it to see if it's, you have achieved your goal. Then, custom tasks would be the way to go. Custom metrics also, like if your task is super, super specific and the current metrics doesn't really measure what you want, then again, like that's kind of a potential for you to do something yourself. So, it's quite straightforward. I think I'll just let you do coding exercise, and so let's look at part 3. Oops, okay. Part 3 is here. So again, like there are some to-dos that you have to fill in. I like when people are really getting their hands dirty and writing code. So here we are trying to define a custom metric first. So this is, we want to, this is how we measure the score, right? How we check the answer. So for example, we are making one that is like, it just check if it's correct or not. If it's correct, then yay, 1 point. If it's not, then 0 point, right? So very, very simple, but again, like it's an exercise, then you can try to see how Lighteval custom metric works. Another one is to set up your own task. There are already some parameters for you to do it, and then we are using a test set here. So yeah, we are putting in the test set and just set it up and works. We should have the test set loading in somewhere here. Yeah. So we are using the same data that we have, but we would create a test set out of it and and measure it. So yay. Yeah. We will use another 15 minutes maybe to to finish this, and then we'll wrap up, and maybe I'll just tell you now, because some of you may leave early, so I don't want you to escape me without helping me at the end, because I want you to help me with this little thing. You may see this image in the GitHub repo as well, because you know, once you finish your exercise, I also want your help to help me fill in the survey, because I want to know how you use AI at work. Or maybe you can tell me, oh, you use AI in this completing the exercise, and you know, those things as well. So there are just not too many questions. You can probably do it in 2 minutes. So the last 2 minutes of the workshop, please help me to do that. Then, you know, yeah. But anyway, okay. I don't have more to tell you now. So just do the exercise and ask questions. That's it. Good. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
I'm still in the website checking out your questions.
Yeah. Do we have questions online for people?
Yeah. I mean, we don't yet.
Oh, we don't?
So I'm just encouraging.
I hope it's self-explanatory. That's why there's no question. But if you have questions, I guess you have the GitHub repo. You can write me questions as well. So we are very interactive. Yay. Yeah. Cool. I will show you the README maybe. OK, this is not the GitHub. Show you the README of yeah. Here. Cool. Oh, by the way, once you finish the to-dos in the file, you can actually run Lighteval with those. So because we will load in the file, the custom tasks and metrics from the file, and then, you know, so that's how you can use it. Yeah.
So we have a question.
Okay, cool.
Hey,
Nice.
How this tool differs from tools like LM evaluation harness?
Adam evaluation? LM.
LM.
LM evaluation. I've never heard of that, actually.
Maybe it's my pronunciation.
No, I think I've never heard of it. LM evaluation harness. I don't know every single tool for LLM, because you know LLM is a hot topic right now, and I'm sure that there are other companies using other tools. It may be better, but I need to look into it. I just think that if you are using Hugging Face, you are using their model. Lighteval is a very good tool to use together with the tokenizer, the transformer, the pipeline, and if you're using things on Hugging Face, then why not Lighteval? Yeah.
Another one. How does Lighteval compare to Prompt 4?
Again, like judging from the name of that tool that you mentioned, it's more of evaluating the prompt or other LLM. Again, like I don't know all the tools in the AI and LLM space. It's a huge space. However, Lighteval is kind of I already showed you all the bells and whistles that come with it, and so I think if again like it provides a lot of open source tools, so it's kind of like another benefit of Lighteval is open source. So if you love open source, if you love to contribute your own metrics or own tasks, then you can do that. You can upload that on Hugging Face Hub, and people can use it. So I think that's one of the things I like about it, is because it's open source. You can share things. Yeah.
Thank you. With these custom metrics, could you also do more targeted evals on models that are closed source?
Right. So I guess you mean close. Okay, so it depends. Like, what do you mean by closed source? Yeah, if you want to use it to evaluate those model, I think so. Technically, well, technically you can if you have a custom model. You can't, of course, you can't fine tune a closed source model because you don't have the tokenizer. You can't do that. But with the Lighteval, with the okay, I'm just clicking on it right now. So with these tasks that you set up, so it would just put in the input of the model and then get it out, and then do some calculation of the result and compare them. So technically, I don't think you need it to be open source, but again, like I can see the challenge there could be like, because you are like how you send your prompts to, let's say, Claude is different from how the way that Hugging Face is sending information to Transformer. So you can't use the pipeline, those things. So it may be a little bit more challenging than that. So I think that's the issue that I will have in my mind, and I have to sort that out before I can attempt to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope I answer your questions. And yeah, like, so I guess there are other tools for those like closed source model. But again, like Lighteval is very customized to work together with everything that Hugging Face offer. Yeah. Right, cool. Okay, we have 4 minutes until, is it 4 minutes until the end? No. We have 14 minutes. Sorry, I didn't calculate it correctly. As you can tell, I'm very bad at timing. I thought it stopped at past. But if you, so you have options. You can go have coffee. You can complete the rest of the tasks and ask questions, or, yeah, you're free to do anything you like. Or we can take a selfie together, I don't know. Do you want? Yeah. Cool. Any more questions? No? Yeah. Yeah, I think we can finish. Sorry, I thought it's ended at past. I don't know why I'm like, okay. Sorry.
We thank you very much. So, yeah, an applause to her.